Greetings, sirs and madams. I'm Seraphic Zero, and we're playing Monster Hunter World. So, here we have just a quick demonstration of this new lance. This is the Kjarr Crest Decay, which is the arch-tempered Cuvée version of the Valhazak lance. And as you can see, it is absolutely hideous, but it does have some interesting properties to it. So, I'm testing it against these tempered like Pink Raytheon and Azure Rathlos. This is one of the, technically an arena quest against these two together, and I don't see a lot of runs of this mission for some reason, probably because it's a pain in the ass. But it is one of the few missions where I'm totally okay with using the Rocksteady Mantle, because yeah, these things they can be a pain in the butt when they're both together like this. But anyway, so just keep in mind that this is not a speed run, and I am not using an optimized build. I never really do. I just kind of throw together like whatever I have in my imagination. So the Kjarr Crest Decay, it has some fairly interesting properties. So it actually has fairly low raw at 391. But what makes it interesting is that it has natural white sharpness, which is, like, it's the only dragon lance that has that. And it also has a really high dragon element, and also it comes naturally with crit element, so you don't need to build for it. So I think the dragon element is that it's at 330 naturally, and I think you can get it up to 390, something like that, which is pretty good. But this set is actually focused around just raising the raw damage of this. Oh crap. Ooh, damn, that looked really weird. Yeah, so this set is focused around raising the raw damage of the build, essentially, because it's basically a dragon build, and well, that was convenient. So it has a lot of crit boost on it, and you have to keep in mind that crit boost does not benefit element, it only acts on raw damage. So that's why I was just kind of finagling the build and adjusting it and trying it against these dragons, and it seemed to be more effective to focus on raw damage instead of element. And you know, the crit element just kind of takes care of that on its own. So I am not using any handicraft on this set, and generally the lance has enough white sharpness and enough you can get the affinity high enough to pretty much maintain white sharpness for most of the hunt. I am gonna drop down blue during this because yeah, I think sometimes like the lance reaches a little too far, and I think I hit like Rathlos in the neck instead of his head, so that doesn't really count as a weak zone. Okay, yeah, getting power guards on the fireball. Now you have to be careful not to use a regular counter on those because it's technically a double hit. Probably the easiest way to get out of there and avoid that fireball double hit is to just use a reverse guard dash, or I guess you could guard dash forward through it. But if you have the time, try a power guard. That'll give you a good position to counter, even though, you know, you'll take more chip damage. Okay, there it goes. Okay, we got both the dragons in 351. That's a pretty decent time, you know, for not a speed run. And this lance, what I'd say about it is that it's pretty okay. Like it's got a really interesting niche. Essentially, it's a dragon lance that doesn't really have any investment towards sharpness, so it works pretty well for this quest because these dragons, they can bounce on blue a lot, so maintaining white's pretty important. And otherwise, like it works pretty well with Master's Touch, but as for damage output, it's pretty middling. Like, it's better than some of the other dragon lances. Hey, you guys want to see some Rathlos eyeballs? If you use this exact same set with Love Sorrow, this lance wins out because of white sharpness and crit element. Yeah, but if you were to use the Joe lance instead with this exact same set and you were to just keep blue sharpness with the Jill Lance, like the Jill Lance technically hits harder, like even if it can't maintain sharpness as long. But you know, pros and cons to everything. But yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts on the Kjarr Crest Decay, and it's pretty alright. But anyway, if you guys have any other thoughts on it, just let me know. Otherwise, that's going to be it for now, so we'll see you next time.